Hello, my name is Laura Huchel. I sit on Johnstown City Council as a councilperson, and my term is ending in December. I also sit on the Johnstown Redevelopment Authority Board and the Johnstown City Planning Commission. I sit on the board of the Gallery on Gazebo nonprofit art gallery, and I sit on the board of the Steeples Project, which controls the Grand Hall and Columba Theater Project. I'm very invested in this community, but I'm speaking for myself, not on behalf of any of these organizations. No one is paying me to make this statement, nor is anyone producing this statement financially. This is all me, very personal. I wanted to come on today and talk to everyone in the community, and particularly everyone who has supported me in the past, whether it was my council campaign or my primary run for mayor of Johnstown, and just talk to you a little bit about what I was thinking about this upcoming election, as many of you are probably filling out your absentee ballots or getting ready to vote on Tuesday. I know that all of my supporters and everyone in the community will use critical thinking and choose the candidate that they feel will represent them best, but as at least 40% of Democrats' preferred candidate, and I know some Republicans' preferred candidate, I thought some of you might be curious about what I'm thinking. So I want to first offer my full-throated endorsement for mayor for Reverend Sylvia King. Yes, she was my opponent in the primary. I did not run because I thought she would be incapable or unprepared. I ran because I wanted Johnstowners to have a meaningful choice in the run for mayor. So I did that, but Sylvia and I share a party. We're both professional women. We both have positive priorities for the city, even if we have different leadership styles, and I wanted to fully support her on that. She is very empathetic. She listens, she cares, she has experience, she understands the role of a mayor as opposed to a city manager or a council person, and she will serve this city very well if we are lucky enough to have her. So I wanted to offer that full-throated endorsement. I know some people may have other feelings. They may feel that her opponent, isn't harmful, that perhaps they're just speaking their mind. I don't do mudslinging, but I do information and corrections. The kind of pettiness, personal attacks, bullying, and misinformation I have seen from her opponent does not exemplify someone who is prepared to be mayor of this city, and in fact could be dangerous. Johnstown is in a place where, since I moved here from New York in 2012, has been growing, has been having new businesses open downtown, has seen other people moving to neighborhoods, rehabbing houses. We've seen blight elimination. We have seen so many wonderful things happening, but we're at a critical point where we can't afford to go backward. We can't afford to have someone sitting as mayor who is negative, who is bullying citizens, who is making personal attacks, who isn't focused on the broader issues and on making Johnstown better for everyone who lives here. So we are at a critical point to make sure that we make the right choice for mayor. If you can't find it in yourself to vote for Reverend King for whatever reason, whatever past experience you may have, I would like to offer the alternative of my other council colleague, Chuck Arnone. He is running a write-in campaign for mayor as well, and he, similarly, a consummate professional, experienced in city leadership, who will be able to guide us forward very capably. He's also a great candidate to vote for if you're uncomfortable with Reverend King for any reason. Mr. Arnone is active in advocating for reducing the load on the city placed by the public housing units. He sits on the Housing Authority Board. He's very active as a business owner. He's put a lot of his own money into blight removal. And of course, he has served the American Legion and veteran interests very well. So he's another fine candidate. My endorsement goes to Reverend King. If you can't find it in you to vote for her, certainly please vote for Mr. Arnone. Please don't make the choice to look to someone who is negative, inexperienced, and going to turn us backward. We're at a point where we desperately need to move forward as the city of Johnstown. There can be a lot of hurt, not just hurt feelings, but meaningful hurt in policy that representatives and legislators make. And we're seeing that play out at a federal level, at a state level, and no one has more influence on your life day-to-day than your municipal elected leaders. So please choose wisely. Please vote on November 4th or vote by absentee early. Certainly appreciate that. There are additionally some misstatements that were made about Reverend King. I'll make a separate little video about that to hopefully try to clear those up a little bit. But I also wanted to share the candidates that I would endorse for the 5 council seats that are open, for 4 4-year seats, 1 2-year seat. Taylor Clark, number 1, great guy, you can read about him. Lorraine Brandon Taylor, Jasmine LaRue, Nick Spinelli, Mike Hammock. So those are my 5 council candidate endorsements. I've gotten to know everyone running for council, some over the years. Again, we see a lot of negativity, a lot of people who don't show up and only show up to complain. We need people who are active, who are hands-on. Those 5 candidates I've mentioned, they're out in the community, they're out fundraising for nonprofits, they're out supporting efforts, they're at cleanups, they're at talks, they're at economic summits, they're doing the things that we need our leaders to do, whereas some people, all they have to offer are personal attacks and complaints. So that concludes my endorsements, and thank you for your consideration and for seeking information about public elections. Nothing gets me happier than civic engagement. Take care, everyone.